Hey everybody, Dogbird here, and I have gotten a hold of the preview of our next blog post, so it's going to be acknowledging community feedback yet again. As you can see, they just crossed out last year and put in this year, okay? So let's see what they have to say. Over the past few minutes, the dev team has been reading over a lot of feedback coming from many corners of the community. We've also been in discussions with leaders from some of the top spenders regarding their concerns with their e-bean, and we've been finding their feedback immensely valuable. Upon reflection of this feedback, the team agrees that there are some issues that have been left unattended for too long, and we need to focus on addressing them. There's still a lot to sift through and prioritize, but we believe it's important to make it appear that we give this feedback the proper analysis it deserves. You've expressed frustration about several areas of the game, and frankly, unless it affects our bottom line, we don't care. Please understand the sentiment comes from a place of passion and love of your money. Today, we want to appear to acknowledge some of the highest priority issues and give as little details, if any, and make it appear we are addressing them. It is our intention to publish a follow-up post in 1 year that will be another posting like this after we piss you off next Thanksgiving, and then again in early February after we come back from our 6-week vacation. On to Teal Gear access. The most pressing concern the community has raised in recent weeks is the availability of Teal Gear. All Teal Gear pieces, including Origin pieces, augmented basic catalysts, and augmented catalyst parts, are currently in very short supply. While we intended that players should have to make choices about where they use these components, we were overly tight on these resources, preventing players from entering Dark Dimension 5. Especially since the progression to Gear Tier 16 requires a significant amount of resources. The game isn't yet at a point where Tier Gear should be accessible to anyone who isn't willing to give us their monthly housing payment for a chance at a piece of gear. But it has moved to the point where Teal Gear shouldn't be as tight as it is today. We are putting plans into action to correct that. And while some of those plans will take longer to prepare, some changes we can commit to in the near term are adding a new gear orb that you can purchase for only $99.99, an orb, and have an equal chance of getting a blue, purple, orange, or teal gear catalyst part. This orb will be purchasable up to 999 times a day. Increasing the gold cost of teal gear available from the supply store. We know you are flush with gold, so now you can spend more of it on the same pieces you are currently buying. A new feature that we will highlight in an upcoming blog of our 2023 preview will also be a source of teal gear. Come back in a year for more details. On the subject of gold, there are players, especially free-to-play players, which we call moochers, who have a great need for more gold. Building out a wide roster for modes like War and Blitz can be demanding in this area than building up only a few teams for Arena and Raid. One of the ways we plan to address this is to make gold offers more readily purchasable, and we are actively investigating additional options for you to give us more of your money. Character unavailability. Previously, we mentioned that we deliver at least 2 characters per month, with one guaranteed on the first Wednesday of every month, and we believe we've overpromised on this. Going forward, until the community as a whole has spent $1 million on character offers for a character, they will remain unfountainable until said time. Once our $1 million ransom has been met, we will then make the character fountainable in basic, premium, mega, and ultimate orbs. The character will become more fountainable after hitting $1.5 million in revenue, which at that time we will decide based on how fast these milestones are hit where a character will go. Those who hit the fastest will be placed in the war store, and or if the character becomes needed for a legendary. Second will be a random node somewhere. If that character is needed for a newer legendary, it will be placed at the end of the Doom campaign to make sure newer players can't access them or get that legendary without giving us our pound of flesh. After these two, we will spin a wheel between Raid Store, Arena Store, and Blitz Store, and whatever it is land on is where the character will end up. Due to the schedule of legendary events and required inputs, a few characters were released quicker than we originally intended. We typically don't like free-to-play players getting enough shards on a release to get a legendary character, and will be mindful not to allow this to happen in the future. We have been also adding to the characters to the war stores while removing old characters, and this has allowed moochers to acquire the desirable characters in the war store. We are working on a plan to make it more difficult for players to get the more desirable characters as the new ones enter. And here we go about Grand Arena Tournament? No, I guess it's called Grand Tournament now. In version 6.0, we will release the new cash grab game mode Grand Tournament. When we announced this, we didn't take into account how hard it would be to copy and paste the code from Swogo into our code, which is why this has been delayed. We plan to release a couple characters that will have the new Grand Tournament tags, and they will be dominant in this mode. Outside of this mode, they will do 0 damage and have no usefulness at all, but you will buy them because of who they are. Get your credit card ready for the release of this epic cash grab. Oh, what's this? A new subscription-based event, Mythic Pocket Dimension Plus. Also in 6.0, we will be introducing our newest idea to drain your wallet called Mythic Pocket Dimension Plus. In this Pocket Dimension, which characters you will need to use will change every month, you battle through everyone's favorite Dark Dimension 3. We've updated the character skills and added blue ISOs to make it more challenging. This will be our first mode to have a subscription, but don't worry, it will still be available to moochers. Here's how it works. For the first one, we will acquire 5 minions only at a level in any geared tier. However, the first 4 nodes will require 4 red stars, the second set of 4 nodes that was the global section will require 5 red stars, the third set of 4 nodes will require 6 stars, and the final 4 nodes that was city will require 7 stars. We know that you may have some concerns over the red star requirements, but don't worry. We will be offering a special $74.99 orb that has an equal chance of a 4, 5, 6, or 7 red star random minion to power up your roster. Now on to the description and the benefits you get. The basic tier, which is $29.99 a month, will not only extend the amount of time you have to clear Mythic Pocket Dimension Plus to 2 weeks instead of 1, but will also reduce the red star requirement by 1 red star per section. Also, as an added bonus, we're including a free 2 red star Luke Cage. In the premium tier for only $49.99 a month, you will get the benefits of the basic tier subscription, but also the red star requirements will be removed, and your enemies will only be level 85 Gear 16 and Green ISO level 5, instead of the normal level 90 Gear 17 Blue ISO level 5. On top of this, we will include 100 Hulk and Wolverine shards per month. You are subscribed. On top of all this, if you complete Mythic Pocket Dimension Plus, you will receive 1 million Thanos giving orb fragments upon your first completion, and in addition, 5 million Thanos giving orb fragments and 100 blue gear orbs, and a small chance at the real jackpot of 1 gold orb. There is still time to build your minions for Mythic Pocket Dimension Plus. Bugs. We haven't seen any bugs in our office, so we're not sure what people are complaining about here. Perhaps some of you need to call an exterminator? And in summary, we know that there are other areas of concern within the game for the community, and the items on this list don't represent the totality of everything we're working on to separate you from your money. But we do feel they're the highest priority ones now. And as mentioned earlier, we will follow this up with a new patch in game mode to make you think we are listening. Then come November, we will start with more things to piss you off, so come February, we will be doing this again. Player feedback is very important to the Marvel Strike Force development team, and we take it seriously. We continue to keep an open dialogue on these topics.